Hey guys, backstories here. Today I am back with Bailey for another episode of Anime vs Reality, covering some more of Madoka Magica. But before we
Hey
get
everyone.
oh yeah, before we get right into that, I got an anime character's birthday to announce. It was a few days ago when we were recording, and that is Miki Naoki from Gakugarashi.
The character or the actress?
The character. I keep track of the
Okay.
birthdays of characters, not actors. That it's less creepy in that way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so today we're going to be going through episodes 5 to 8. You want to start us off with the first point?
No.
Why
Um,
not?
Um.
Hmm?
Sayaka. I just want to see your reaction. Sayaka fulfills her contract with Kyubei on the hospital's roof.
Cubey, huh?
I like saying Kyubei, even though it's not.
Just to mess with me?
Sounds like you're saying cube, but it's like Kyubei.
Cubey?
Her soul gem is forged, not to be confused with the ones from Skyrim, and she makes her debut as a magical girl. Sayaka says the newly healed
She
Kamajo
visits.
visits, not says. Visits, I'm a bit tired, sorry about that. Visits the newly healed Kamajo at the hospital, where he remains until his legs recover and his miraculous healing is investigated.
Yeah, so his hands were not
magic.
working. So,
Yeah.
and Sayaka's wish was for him to be able to play music.
Magic is real.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that on a show, Brickleberry?
No.
And it's like a bear. He's like a little woodland bear, and it's like, I wish I was big, and he becomes an adult bear. And the owner's like, what the F happened to you? And he's like, magic is real. And so he apologizes for being so rude to Sayaka earlier. Excuse me. She cheerfully escorts him to the roof, where his parents and the hospital staff present him with his violin.
With the
Sayaka
note of
was
the
big-
violin, sorry to interrupt,
Yeah,
but just as I remember this detail, he said that he wanted the hospital staff to throw away his violin.
he wanted them to throw it away.
Yeah, but they held on to it.
Oh yeah, because when his hands broke, he'd given up all hope.
Yeah.
Didn't mean for that to rhyme. And you could tell, like, I could tell when I was watching it, they were kind of like, some of them were in awe, but I could tell they were like suspicious. Like, how the hell did his hands get better? Did you notice that?
Not really.
I don't know, they
I'm
just
glad
feel like
both of us
me.
were like. I was paying attention to the dialogue. You were paying attention to the scene. Together,
I just felt like
we
they
build
were-
a whole scene.
Because without the magic, his hands would never have gone back to the way they were.
Yeah, they never were healed.
Yes, and naturally they were a bit like,
Eggs.
Yeah.
What?
yeah. Alright, Sayaka, listening as he plays it beautifully, reaches the pinnacle of happiness.
As long as she doesn't
Meanwhile-
climax.
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, Kyoko, you mean as long as she doesn't reach $1 million, that'd make anybody happy. Meanwhile, Kyoko is in an observation tower with Kyubi, spying on Sayaka from afar.
Was she inside or was she on the roof?
I think she was on the roof.
Well, she was at an
Watching
observation
from
tower. Doing what an observation tower should do. Observe things.
Madoka is deeply worried about Sayaka and fears that the new magical girl may meet Mammy's cruel fate. Mommy, no!
Mommy!
An optimistic Sayaka reassures Madoka that she's ready for anything. Nevertheless, Madoka arranges a date with Amura in the cafe to ask the veteran to protect Sayaka. or at least befriend and team up with her. Homura doesn't give Madoka the comfort she wants, and instead declares that she won't make promises she can't keep, explaining that magical girls have given up everything for their wishes and are beyond any hope of salvation. Homura tells Madoka to give up on Sayaka.
Yeah, but obviously Madoka would be absolutely worried for the Sayaka's safety,
Yeah.
and decides to accompany Sayaka on her patrols of the city.
Speaking of wishes, sorry, you still going?
I was going to continue. You go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was continuing to read the paragraph. I interrupted
okay.
you. You interrupted me. That's perfectly fine.
Because I was gonna say, speaking of wishes, have you seen that new Disney movie Wish?
I have not.
The main villain in that is the hero.
What?
Yeah, the main character of the story is the villain.
Oh, she might not be the
Disney
villain,
princess.
but it's like anti-hero.
No, she's the villain. I'll tell you why. So, like I won't get too much into plot, but basically, the guy
Spoilers
is
for the
supposed to be
movie
the
Wish
villain.
as well, apparently.
Yeah, no, because what happens is, certain people get their wishes granted, and the main chick's like, I want to be the apprentice to the king that grants the wishes, but it turns out the king's only granting certain wishes, and she's like, that's messed up. I'm gonna overthrow him and grant everyone's wishes. And what do you think happens when everyone gets their wish granted?
Absolute mayhem.
I'll tell you how it's gonna end. Do you ever see Bruce Almighty?
Hey, oh.
And he answers to all the prayers, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the sequel's gonna be like. But anyways, yeah, continue.
Anyway, let's get back to Sayaka and her tracking ability. She tracks down a familiar who is named Anja. Did you go to the wiki for that?
No.
Because a lot of
Or maybe I
the
did.
witches and stuff like that are not named in the anime.
Hmm.
Because you use the wiki subtitles, don't you, for research?
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like you were going there.
Well, wiki can be a bit unreliable because anyone can edit and change it. So
You'd be
I
surprised
try
how
to find
reliable it
other
can be,
places.
considering how fast. Like, if anyone makes an edit, it has to be approved first.
Yeah.
And then, even if it's wrong, it's like only like there for a few minutes, and then it's back to how it was. But yeah, she engages the Anja in combat, but however, magical girl Kyoko shows up and is like, "No, don't kill this familiar. Like, don't waste your powers on a fight with a familiar. Wait until it becomes a witch." And it's like, I get that aspect of it, but it's also like, it's like sacrificing a few to help yourself in that sort of selfish way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think when I first watched it, I had that idea pop into my head with the familiars. And it's like, no, Kyoko is right in what she's saying, because you don't get a grief seed from a familiar.
Yeah.
Which is it sort of contrasts what we learn later as well, but we'll get back. I know it doesn't. It gets weird later on, doesn't it? Anyway,
Yeah.
Sayaka is outraged and refuses to tolerate such sinful behavior. So now it's
Blasphemer.
so yeah, Kyoko and Sayaka get into a fight, and like Kyoko tries to beat Sayaka into submission, but it's like, nah, this Sayaka is way more
The
powerful.
way you said that makes me think of Invincible.
Oh, with
You know, when
the
he's
think, Mark, think.
into submission.
Like,
Yeah.
think, Mark.
Oh,
Think.
the one I was watching. I like that I was watching the meme. It's like, Mark, don't forget to take off your costume. Oh, right. Wait, why are you still wearing yours? Why didn't you ask your girlfriend?
But yeah, so yeah,
Because they
Sayaka.
banged the girlfriend. I'll send you the link to that funny video.
So
But yeah, let's continue. Well,
I think Sayaka's like healing ability was because of the wish that she made. Because her wish was to heal the violinist's hands. So her magic was healing magic.
Black girl magic.
What?
There's this line, like, it's just a meme with Samuel Jackson, that Marvel's movie, he just shouts, Black girl magic!
Which movie
Or
was
whenever
that?
someone says magic, I'm just thinking, Black girl, the Marvels.
Oh, I didn't even hear that line in the movie.
It was in the trailer.
Ah. Anyway,
Black girl magic!
so yeah, Kyoko is decided, okay, let's take this stuff seriously. Swallows the last bite of teriyaki and initiates a duel to the death. And like Madoka's like, no, I don't fight. So yeah, Madoka's about to make the contract with QB to save Sayaka, and like that is until Homura shows up and stops the fight and protects Sayaka. It's like she only does it when it's convenient to her. Anyway, moving on to episode 6, of which Bailey here messed up on the notes for.
Yeah, I read episode, I somehow skipped that and watched episode
7.
7.
But yeah, we're continuing straight on from the interruption of Homura, and Kyoko figures something out, and she calls Homura that anomaly, and that she's using a strange technique.
That damn anomaly!
Yeah, because we find out Homura's magic is like teleportation. Like Sayaka goes to like attack Kyoko's like the fight's over, but Sayaka's like, I'm still in kill mode. So Homura just knocks her out by smacking her over the head, or like on the neck. We also
I don't know why, but it made me think of Austin Powers, you know, Judo Chop.
Judo Chop!
But you don't even have a name tag. You know what, why don't you just lie on the floor?
But yeah, Homura also reveals that she knows Kyoko's full name, which is Sakura Kyoko. So yeah, and Kyoko's like, damn it, my identity's exposed, I gotta get out of here. And leaves, and Homura scolds Madoka for repeatedly getting involved where she doesn't belong. It's like, she is trying to protect a friend. What's wrong with that? Right?
Yeah.
And QB's left wondering what the plan is. Oh yeah, I even have in the notes of like in the green. It's how I would approach the situation the same way Kyoko does with the letting familiars become witches.
Yeah.
So heading back to the house, Sayaka uses a grief seed to cleanse her soul gem. Kiba says it's now in a dangerous state and that any more use can cause a witch to hatch. So, again, to bring up a point, wouldn't it be good to do that? Because then you could get a new grief seed? Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If witches give grief seeds and you use a grief seed to actually, it creates a witch. Couldn't you use it to create a witch to get a grief seed?
Well, sorry, my mic kind of cut out. What did you say?
If you're using a grief seed too much causes a witch to hatch, couldn't you cause that, kill the witch, and get a new grief seed?
Maybe. No, now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's like,
Of course.
it's just like you just have an endless siphon. You just have like that one witch that you just keep bringing back and killing again. It's like the lich in Adventure Time. So, but yeah.
Same Adventure Time, that takes me back.
You appreciate the reference?
Yeah.
But yeah, so QB apparently eats through its back for some reason. Because, like, Sayaka tosses the grease seed at QB and balances it on its head for a moment and then catches it in its back. And QB makes the grease seed safe. And we learn why grief seeds are so important in the scene, because it's important to collect them to cleanse soul gems for magical girls to continue fighting witches to get more grief seeds. And
I'm sorry, whenever you say soul gems, I'm thinking of just Skyrim. I don't know, like, it just always pops in my head when you say it.
yeah.
Alright, sorry, I lost track. Where were we?
I just explained that it's important to collect grief seeds to cleanse the soul gems.
Yeah.
So magical girls can use their magic as much as they want. And the amount of magic that a magical girl has is also tied to their skill level. So, as memey as it sounds, Sayaka just needs to get good.
Yeah.
And QB also is like, there are inexperienced geniuses out there for some reason, like Madoka. It's like, wait, how is Madoka an inexperienced genius? And they really,
you know, have you ever seen Goodwill Hunting? He's a genius and he's inexperienced.
Yeah. But yeah, so QB really wants that contract with Madoka, but Sayaka's like, no, I don't want her help. This is my fight. That's literally the words she says.
Yeah.
You want to take some points? Yeah.
Oh, you're so close to the end. Are you sure you don't want to finish it off?
No, you can do some.
You sure?
Yes.
Right,
I can't be reading the whole time.
Oh no, I just mouse slipped down my hand. I've scrolled up.
Oh, really?
Alright, where were we?
Where Humura and Kyoko interacting, and Kyoko's playing like the DDR.
That was at the bottom, yeah?
It should be
Wait, not the bottom, sorry.
page 10.
Yeah. That's Humura confronts Kyoko while she's playing DDR.
Yeah. I love the
Not
name
to
that they
be
chose.
Yeah, dog drag reinforcement. Not to be confused with RDR.
RDR.
Red Dead Retriever.
Or DDR, Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah. Now I need to think of one.
I
Comes to mind.
actually
The
used
anime-
the actual name, by the way, just then. Because DDR is
okay.
Dance Dance Revolution.
Alright, you ready?
But yeah, so Kyoko's playing DDR, and what is she playing it to?
She's the anime's OP Connect, the same song Madoka was listening to at the store in the first episode.
Yeah, did you catch that in the
Nomura
first
wants to
episode?
leave-
Did you catch that in the first
No.
episode? So what in the first episode, like Madoka puts on the headphones and it's the opening song.
No, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so like she puts on the headphones and it's the opening song of the show. And it's the same one
well,
here in this point.
Well that slid off me. That slid off my back like water on a duck.
Can you use your grey matter to read though?
Okay. Yeah, I'm reading. Hold on. Alright. Nomura wants to leave the city to Kyoko. Oh, no, sorry, Kyuko.
Kyoko.
Noting she's fit to be... What?
It's Kyoko.
What?
Kyoko.
I like Kyuko. Kyuko. But yeah, Kyoko. Noting she's fit to be a magical girl, unlike Sayaka. Wanting to end the situation as peacefully as possible, Homura says she'll handle Sayaka, revealing she knows the future. Homura, a Walpurgis knight, will show up in Mitakihara in 2 weeks.
I think it's pronounced. I'm trying to think of how
Sorry,
to
what were you
pronounce
gonna
it.
say,
It's
Tom?
like Walpurgis. Walpurgis. I think. I'm just trying to think of how to pronounce Walpurgis Night, and I think that Walpurgis Night is the closest we can get, because it's a German. It's like a translation of a German name for it.
Yeah.
You want to continue?
You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you were saying anything.
No.
Madoka finds Sayaka trying to track down familiar Anja with Kyubi and tries to convince her to attempt communication with Kyoko. Sayaka knocks that chance away by explaining the two of them were trying to kill each other. Tattletale. Sayaka believes Homura waited for Mami to die before killing the witch, and it doesn't help that Madoka's reserved, quiet nature doesn't allow her to explain that Mami tied Homura up with the magic ribbons.
Yeah, like
bonded.
but yeah, like she tries to tell her, but she's very soft spoken in the scene, and
Yeah.
because like Sayaka's already shouting at her, so whenever you're getting shouted, you don't really speak up.
Yeah. Alright, yeah, I'm still going? Okay. All this anger leads to Sayaka declaring she'll fight anyone worse than the witches. In the middle of the night, Madoka hears her mum have a shower and heads downstairs to join her mum and talk about the situation. But you sicko.
What?
The way it's written, Madoka hears her mum have a shower and heads downstairs to join her.
No.
In the shower.
No.
Sick. I don't remember that.
No.
I'm pretty sure I would.
No.
No, I think it's like, I think you meant to put, she hears her mum finish the shower and she's
yeah.
like, dried herself off, right?
Yeah.
That's what you mean, because you've written it like she hears her mum having a shower. It's like, oh boy, join mum and we're gonna to the door.
Get your mind out of the gutter, Bailey.
No, it's been, yeah, that's what I was like. It's been a while since I've seen it, because I always tend to watch the episodes a few times before we cover the anime. So that's why I'm like, that didn't happen. So it's like I gotta go back. Let's put this on pause. Okay, so no, that's not what happened, people. Okay, she hears her mom. Her mom has just finished in the shower.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
got
You
her
have
stuff
a
off, she's got
shower.
her cane. Yeah, she's had that. So Madoka's gonna go talk to her mom after, not during the shower.
Oh boy,
So,
shower time.
and she's talking, and they're talking, and she wants to talk about the situation with Sayaka without revealing the magical girl's secret. Madoka's mum explains that a happy ending can't be reached by doing everything good all the time. Yeah, and plus, you know, that all those happy endings are fleeting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, I mean, lots of people order the happy ending, but they never order the sad ending. Sensing Madoka's sadness, her mom says to solve the problem, Madoka has to do something wrong, something she needs to learn before she grows up.
And oh boy, she'll do something wrong by the end of this episode.
Yeah. It's like, you're almost a grown woman, Madoka, you need to learn to shower by yourself. Sayaka goes to meet Kamaju at the hospital again, only to find him in his room. Turns out he was released from the hospital the previous day due to a great rehabilitation. Heading to his house, she hears him playing, happy he's safe, only to turn around and see Kyoko standing there,
menacingly
eating a churro.
Or
Kyoko
I wrote that just because I just wanted to have this. I just wanted to do this reference to the SpongeBob meme. He's just standing there.
Oh yeah, I was thinking that when he's eating the chocolate.
Huh?
No, I know that. No.
He's just standing there, menacingly.
Oh no, I'm thinking of when she's eating the churro. So when Patrick eats his chocolate, he can't find it, and he accuses SpongeBob of stealing it.
No.
SpongeBob's like, it's my chocolate, and when he's eating it, and his tongue's just surrounding. It's like,
no, the moment I'm talking about is when Patrick's like looking
the hall monitor.
Yeah. He's just standing there.
Yeah, but the churro made me think of the other one.
Did I accidentally do a double reference for you?
Kyoko lays into Sayaka for using her wish for something lame, and could be quickly undone by her breaking him once again.
Let's just hope she doesn't go Bane style.
Sayaka.
I was going to mention the note. So, as I mentioned earlier, Sayaka's wish gave her magic healing powers, but the other part of it is, a lot of it is music notes. Like music scores. Because, like, during her text, you see a lot of, like, music scores around her.
Yeah.
Anyway, QB shows up at Madoka's house, saying they need her help to stop Kyoko and Sayaka from fighting to the death once again. Because they always have to. And following QB, Madoka arrives right before the fight starts. Would have been more dramatic if there was lightning during the anime, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Homura also shows up with her teleport powers to reiterate what they talked about at the arcade. Now, Homura says she'll fight Sayaka first then. However, before Sayaka can even do her transformation, good old Madoka shows up and scoops up the soul gem and tosses it. She tosses it off the bridge that they're at. And it lands in the bed of a truck.
Like, why would you do that?
Yeah, that's what QB does. Like Homura is like instantly reacting. Like she knows what's going on, and like
Yeah.
she's like chasing and teleporting after the truck, and catches up to the truck and all that. Like Homura definitely knows something to have that fast of a reaction to what happened.
Yeah.
And what happens is, once that was tossed, Sayaka gets angry at Madoka for obvious reasons of tossing her soul gem before suddenly collapsing dead.
Yeah.
So QB says something is wrong with Madoka. It's like, what did I do? Madoka's just like, what? What did you do? And QB's like, it's like, why did you throw your friend? Kyoko confirms Sayaka is dead. Like, Kyoko is the strong one. She picks Sayaka up by the neck. Like, that's impressive in of itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like, Madoka's not understanding what she just did. No one is. So, but yeah, that big mistake has revealed an even bigger secret. Magical
And huge repercussions.
Yeah. Magical girls can only control their bodies at a max of 100 meters from their soul gems. Also, the soul gems actually are the souls of the girls.
Yeah.
So, would that make you reconsider making a contract? If you're a girl,
Yep.
Bailey?
At least to me it would.
Yeah. So yeah. Meanwhile, while Kyoko and Madoka are learning this crazy revelation, Homura just caught up to the truck and gets the soul gem.
Yeah.
And she like looks at it like she knows the real Sayaka is in there.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a good way of doing character building because it's like, this has to have happened at least one other time in her life. And like, Homura manages to get all the way back to the bridge, and like Kyoko's angry at QB for basically turning many girls into magical girl zombies. Technically, this is an anime full of zombies.
No, but if they become zombies, they won't need the brains. They just want the hearts.
Yeah. Well, it's not really zombies, it's more magical girl husks. And
I was
husk is
making
a
a
type of
reference to
creature.
a song.
What?
I was making a reference to a song.
I probably don't know the song.
You know, if I were a zombie, I'd never eat your brain. No, and I just want your heart.
Anyway, get back to QBE, who is a bit indifferent about why humans vote on where their souls are located. It's like, you put a soul in a small gem, you little bastard. And like Homura gets Sayaka back to her body, and Sayaka's just woken up and it's like, what just happened? And I had to put this note in because it's just a funny note. Because depending on how big your house is, like, you could be more than 100 meters from your soul gem. And at any point in time, if you're a forgetful person. So I had to be like, how many magical girls have collapsed from forgetting their soul gem or just been too far from it in the house? It's a genuine question though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like, just walking down the street, and then all of a sudden you're just like, ugh. Oh, my hair. I messed up my hair. But you know what I mean by that, Bailey?
Yeah.
It's just like walking, face plant. Anyway, on to episode 7. Do you want to start us off with episode 7?
Oh no, I couldn't.
But you
After
could.
you. I could, but I choose after you.
After you.
Please, I insist.
Go on. No.
Alright.
I've read a bit. You've read a bit.
The episode begins with Sayaka in her room, outraged at the fact that Kyubey lied to her and Madoka.
Just let me keep saying Kyubey when it's QB.
I know. I like Kyubey. But if you want me to call her QB, okay.
I think it's not a her or a he.
It's... I don't know.
They.
From
I
another world.
use they for the. I use they
Well,
them.
have you ever played Mass Effect?
No.
Well, they got these aliens, the Asari, and they only got one gender, so are they females?
Yeah.
Because they look like women, they reproduce like women, but yeah, it's like wait, we call them women when technically they're not, but it's like
They are.
yeah, sci-fi's on a whole nother level. But anyways, QB lied to her and Madoka about the relocation of a magic girl's soul upon making the contract. QB explains that he offered her the contract and she accepted.
Oh, you did right here. There, I just noticed.
In return for a wish. That's right. I'm getting QB confused with another character.
Yeah, so QB is a they, purely and simple. Because they don't have a gender, I don't think.
I'm pretty sure QB is a he, but
I don't think they have a gender.
but it doesn't matter. Anyways,
They have an
QB
agenda, but they don't have a gender.
Yeah, yeah, they have many agendas. QB explains that he offered her the contract and she accepted in return for a wish upon a star. Sayaka has dedicated her life to fighting witches because she never asked about the details. QB saw no need to tell her. QB adds that because a magical girl's consciousness is separated from her body, she is able to endure a pain that would break a normal person. Touching her soul gem, it inflicts a pain on Sayaka equivalent to being stabbed by a spear, as a demonstration of what the pain would be like if her soul were not transferred into the soul gem.
So, like, basically, like, she got stabbed by Kyoko.
Yeah.
Because she uses a spear.
Yeah, so she collapses and contorts on the floor for several minutes. You know, she gets jiggy with it.
No, she does not.
No, she doesn't.
No, that sort of thing would be more equivalent to some either a seizure or just as shown like extreme amount of pain.
Yeah, which lasts for several moments. I mean, seconds. Okay, ominously, he notes that although Sayaka can completely ignore any pain if she chooses to.
Don't you mean also?
What?
Like, does he... Don't you mean also? That Sayaka can also completely ignore any pain?
well, the words ominously. Ominously, he notes that although Sayaka can completely ignore any pain if she
Oh, yeah.
chooses, doing
Okay.
so can drastically reduce reaction time to injuries.
Okay, yeah,
The,
sorry.
ne- the next day, Madoka notices that Sayaka is absent from school and begins to worry. During lunch break, Madoka meets with Hamura on the roof of the school and questions her why she told neither Madoka nor Sayaka about the true nature of the soul gem. Hamura explains that she had tried to do so before with others, but that no one believed her.
So
She
that's
again
why she's
advised.
very jaded.
Go on.
No, that I was just adding a comment there.
Okay. Where was I? She again advises Madoka to avoid involving herself with Sayaka and tells her that she should not confuse gratitude with responsibility. Even though Sayaka has saved Madoka's life, Madoka is not in debt. Homura explains that when a magical girl makes a contract with QB, they are receiving a miracle that may well be worth more than a life. Even if Sayaka has spent her entire life caring for Kamijo, there would have been no chance of him returning to playing the violin. QB grabs the impossible, and thus the magical gift side of a contract is deciding the rest of
Dedicating.
her life to, is dedicating the rest of her life to fighting. Madoka asks if there's any way for it to end, and Homura bluntly tells Madoka to give up on her friend. Madoka,
Madoka.
Medusa, vile snake-haired serpent lady. Madoka wonders aloud how Homura can be so cold, and Homura responds introspectively, saying, "Perhaps it is because I am no longer human."
Okay, meanwhile, Sayaka is laying on her bed. She's tortured by her emotions over Kamijo and receives a telepathic message from Kyoko, who is outside her house and holding a bag of apples.
I just gotta use the bathroom, I'll be right back.
I'll keep going. So, yeah, Kyoko tells her that she just wants to talk, and Sayaka complies, and they head to an abandoned church. This church turns out to be where Kyoko's family died. But before she gets to that story, she offers Sayaka an apple, but Sayaka throws it away. And Kyoko gets pretty angry with Yamasa over her food. She runs over to Sayaka and picks her up by the collar. It's like, don't waste food. It's like similar to how Joey's like, I don't share food. Joey doesn't share food. So yeah, after Kyoko manages to calm down, she starts telling Sayaka about her past and why she chose to become a magical girl, as well as the wish she made. So when she was younger, her father used to be a preacher at a church. However, with the father's teachings began to stray from the original church's teachings, and he got excommunicated because of that. And due to this excommunication, this left Kyoko's family poor, and Kyoko had that no one listened to her father's words, and she made a pact with QB to become a magical girl for that wish. Her wish was for people to listen to her father. The people came in droves to listen to this preaching, and Kyoko fought witches in return for her wish, believing that idealistically she and her father would change the world through this way. Somehow, I don't know exactly how. It's not really explained. Kyoko's wish was found out by her father, and that the people who came to worship did not do so out of faith, but out of magic. And like Kyoko's father called his own daughter a witch who tempted men's souls, and under that realization he drunk himself into a rage one night and forced the family into seppuku, leaving Kyoko to be the only one alive, and the entire chapel burnt to the ground. So after Kyoko finishes her tale, Sayaka asks her why Kyoko bothered to tell her. Like, why tell me this whole story about your family? And Kyoko tells Sayaka that she is headed on the same path as she once was when she became a magical girl, and she wants to avoid making the same mistake she did, and live for herself instead of for others. And Sayaka apologizes to Kyoko for misunderstanding her, but informs Kyoko that she will never regret making a wish for someone else. She believes strongly that she will use her powers to save others, keep those around her safe, and then Sayaka's like, hold on, where did you purchase your apples? Kyoko is like unable to answer, and like Sayaka is like, yep, those apples are stolen. And she's like, I can't accept stolen food. And like cannot in good conscience be thankful for Kyoko's offer in the first place. And she leaves the church, securing her morals, leaving Kyoko in frustration. A big point that Bailey left out that I did mention to him was the fact that it's the idea that wishes have a consequence. Using a wish for good intentions has a negative impact down the line. You back? Bailey? Are you back, Bailey? Okay. Let's continue on.
Oh, hey, I'm back.
Hey, welcome back. I just got through the whole Kyoko story section.
Okay.
And
Is it so we're up to after Kyoko finishes telling her tale? Yeah.
no, I read that one as well. I was just explaining how you missed the detail. Like there was the one line in there that I wanted you to add.
I think I remember you telling me this, but I couldn't find it.
It was about like how even with how good a wish is, there's always a negative effect, basically.
Yeah.
Like if you use it's like hope and despair, sort of like Danganronpa in a way. You want to take the next point?
Just to be clear, we're up to Sayaka attends school the next day?
Yeah, I put my mouse, like, the thing where it is up to for you.
Okay. Sayaka attends school the next day and is joined by Madoka and Hitomi. Madoka worries, but Sayaka assures her she's fine. Sayaka's close friend Kamiju is also in attendance for the first time after being discharged from the hospital. Madoka says that Sayaka should go and see him, but Sayaka declines. After school, Hitomi asks Sayaka to meet her at the cafe, where Hitomi tells her that she has had a crush on Kamijo for a long time. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, then I just
It's just how
enough
you
again.
worded it.
Alright. Here we go. This startles Sayaka, but Hitomi says that she will give her 1 day to confess because she knows Sayaka has feelings for him too. Though she cannot confess in 1 day, Hitomi will do so. So will Hitomi confess her feelings, or is she going to confess Sayaka's feelings?
I don't think it's really
As,
revealed
the,
that detail. What happens?
as night approaches, a depressed and confused Sayaka is heading out to hunt witches. She finds Madoka waiting outside. Madoka asks if she can come along to keep Sayaka company, and this triggers Sayaka's held-back emotions. Sayaka begins to cry, saying that for a moment she had regretted saving Hitomi's life before, and that she was no good as a moral figure of justice. She reveals that she feels as though she cannot ever face Kamaju with a shell of a body, and is emotionally torn and grieving over the apparent loss of both her humanity, and perchance to be with the one she desires to canoodle. After being confronted by Madoka, Sayaka appears to regain composure, and they head out.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can the magical girl get pregnant? Like,
I don't think it's not in the traditional way, I don't think.
it's just like, if it's in the... it's like soul gem becomes 2 soul gems.
Or something like that, I don't know, because the
No.
soul gems...
Either that, or is it just it's like an all pregnancy situation, but when the baby comes out, it's just a corpse. It's a poor baby corpse. It's like, is it a boy and a girl? It's dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That would be the darkest possible route to take relationships in this show. That, I feel like that is probably going to be the darkest joke for Madoka Magica.
Sorry, what's going to be the darkest joke?
That whole baby corpse joke.
Oh, okay.
Probably the darkest joke from Madoka Magica so far. And probably for every anime that we've covered so far as well. I honestly don't remember any of our other jokes from other episodes. I cannot believe I said that out loud though, you know?
Yeah. You might have to censor that.
No, I'm not censoring it, it's just like cursed. You sometimes need some cursed content. Like, if you want some more cursed content, go and watch episode number 15 of the JPD series, I think it was. Remember that?
Yeah.
How both you and Crooked just like, nah, I'm out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
How could I forget?
And I kept going like a trooper.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to the episode.
If you insist. Atop a scaffolding, Kyoko is idly watching a witch's barrier while she eats an ice cream bar.
Like, she
Amura
is eating so
appears-
much stuff. Kyoko is just constantly eating. And I feel
she
like...
must be a Saiyan, that's why she hasn't gotten so fat.
No, but it's just like... It's not that great when a character's... Like a characteristic for a character is always eating.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue.
You sure? You
Yeah,
don't want to add anything?
I'm good.
Alright, son of a bitch, let's continue. Homura appears silently behind her, and she just stands there, menacingly, and asks her if she's going to allow Sayaka to take her kill. Kyoko at first brushes this off, menacingly telling Homura that since it's an actual witch and will drop a grief seed, that it isn't a waste like before. However, she notices, menacingly, strange behavior in the barrier, then curses, muttering that Sayaka is botching the fight.
Menacingly.
The scene switches between Sayaka and Madoka within the barrier. The witch is seated in a prayer-like position on top of a long arm holding a monstrance. Sayaka is then seen charging forth at the witch,
Hold up.
menacingly.
A monstrance? Did you actually look this up?
Yeah.
Because I've never heard of a monstrance before.
You've never heard, like, I gotta be honest, what it is now eludes me because it's been so long.
You're doing a quick check?
Yeah. Let me check now.
Because...
Let me see, just see if I can find it real quick.
Like, is it like a spear or a knife? Like a sword?
Where is it? I had it bookmarked before.
Can't you just go straight to Google with the word?
Yeah.
All you have to do is just copy and paste the word, man.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's an open or transparent receptacle in which the consecrated host is displayed for veneration.
What?
Do you know what that means?
No.
Well, we got here. It says, the witch is seated in a prayer-like position on top of a long arm holding up monstrance. And what a monstrance, it's in the Roman Catholic Church. The consecrated host is displayed for veneration.
Veneration.
Veneration is the great respect, reverence. So, like, the position she's in is meant to represent that.
Okay.
I am your God, love me, fear me,
Okay.
worship me. Yeah, Sayaka is then seen charging forth at the witch. Elsa Maria, which defends itself with snake-like animals and gnarled branches and vines. It fends off Sayaka, injuring her, and Kyoko soon comes to her rescue. Kyoko is about to attack the witch when Sayaka gets up and tells her to stay out of it. Sayaka again rushes forward, this time cutting past the vines and reaches the witch. She slashes at the witch repeatedly and begins to laugh insanely while blood splatters on her face.
Like, she is just wailing.
Yeah. He, QB, was right. I'm pretty sure QB's he.
Oh.
I'll have to look it up.
I just refer to them as they. Because it's just a lot easier.
Alright.
Because there's no obvious gender associated.
QB was right. If I don't want to, it doesn't hurt at all. Are Sayaka's closing lines before she bisects the witch, referring to Kube's comment in the beginning of the episode about purposely numbing pain. The scene fades to black and Madoka's voice is heard pleading, "Stop, please stop. Don't stop the music."
I just noticed one of my notes.
Which one?
For the episode in episode 8, the notes for episode 8.
Uh,
uh, I just I'm
yeah.
thinking about stuff that's I wrote to think about in the episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, getting back to Sayaka for episode 8. She's continuing to wail on Elsa Maria. It's like she is in a psychotic rage. It's like she's been this witch past death, and smiling and laughing maniacally, and she instantly
And
hears.
menacingly.
No, it's just maniacally. She instantly heals her wounds from the fight, picks up the grief seed, and tosses her over to Kyoko. And transforming back, Sayaka quickly collapses and is escorted home by Madoka. Well, that's not a good sign. And at the bus stop, Madoka warns Sayaka she shouldn't be fighting the way she's fighting. That it's okay to hurt. That it's not okay to hurt herself because she can't feel it. Okay, yeah, like Madoka's warning her not to be fighting in the way that she's fighting, of like, not like letting herself get hurt to get the kill, basically. And like Sayaka says, she's her only person is to fight witches, and that she pretends to be alive by moving a dead body around. She brings up her conversation with Kyubi and how Madoka has more potential than any other magical girl without any effort. Like, how? And angry.
Because the plot themes it.
Anyway, angry, Sayaka runs off and she tells Madoka to not follow her. And I will say, to her credit, she does note, I did just say something bad, and I feel bad for it, basically. She and Sino manned Madoka. So, yeah, note going into the next scene. Just wanted to give context for Homura's place. It's like a very white room with very weird seating and floating pictures on the one wall area. It's very weird. It's actually in line with Homura's time manipulation magic.
Go on.
Anyway, so yeah, Kyoko and Homura discuss whether Walpurgis Night might appear at Homura's place. When Kyoko asks what Homura is basing her prediction off of, Homura responds, statistics. At which Kyoko says a Walpurgis Night has never appeared in Mitakihara before. Suddenly, Kibi shows up to deliver a message about how Sayaka's magic is depleting faster than they imagined, and that she's also started to carry a curse within herself. Which is not good. And Kibi suspects Homura knows the curse Sayaka has started to carry, and tells Kyoko to ask her about it. Homura says Sayaka's soul gem has too many impurities. If they do nothing about it, the damage to that soul gem will be irreversible. Which is not a good thing. We're just going from bad to worse constantly in this, aren't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, Hitomi joins Hamijo in walking in the opposite direction of the house to talk about something. Like, even Kamijo is like, isn't this in the opposite direction of your house? Like, and she literally says, it is. But Kamijo is apparently a bonehead because he misses the obvious signs of, hey, this girl likes me. So, meanwhile, while that's happening, Madoka goes to check in on Sayaka, only to find out she hasn't returned home since the night she ran from Madoka. So it's like, she's disappeared. Sayaka finds and listens in on Hitomi and Kamijo's conversation. Other times, she's also battling familiars. Like, I was gonna say familiars and witches, but I think it's just the familiars she's battling.
Okay.
Homura does show up to give Sayaka a grief seed to use, but she kicks it away from her and saying she'll become a different kind of magical girl than the others. Oh, if only she knew. One that doesn't use her magic for her own benefit. Sayaka doesn't...
Oh,
Hmm?
foreshadowing, are we?
Sayaka doesn't believe that Homura is there to help her with a grief seed. You want to take the next point?
You want me to?
Yeah. We're at that spot.
Yeah. Homura drops the act and says that Sayaka is hurting Madoka more and more, having her worry over Sayaka. Sayaka says that Madoka has nothing to do with this, but Homura rebutes that everything is for her. Kneeling down, Homura plans to point blank kill Sayaka. Plans to point blank kill Sayaka before
Like,
getting
she's pointing a... I don't know, like, YouTube's been cracking it down it, but it's like, she's pointing a gun right at Sayaka's head.
She's pointed a pistol, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that still falls under gun.
Glock.
Still falls under that same category. Water gun.
Finger shooters.
I mean, in Cocaine Bed, it does shoot off some fingers in a unique way.
Yeah. Alright. Sayaka. Homura plans to point blank kill Sayaka before getting yanked back by Kyoko. Kyoko figures out Homura can't teleport if she is held down. To get out of the hold, Homura drops and pulls the pin of a flashpipe bomb from her arm shield.
That's another nice bit of like foreshadowing there, like the fact that a flashpipe bomb just comes out of nowhere, basically.
Yeah. On the train with Sayaka, we overhear two guys talking nasty things about women, about how irresponsible with money they are. Men can't treat them like people, but instead dogs, threatening them with violence and will shut them up. And the marriage comes up the moment the men stop paying attention to them. Sayaka stands in front of them and asks about the girl they were talking about, and if it is even worth trying to save the world. The soul gem is finally corrupted enough to transform her.
But it doesn't happen on the train. Like, something does happen on the train, but she doesn't transform into like what she's going to.
And it's not what else you think and get your mind out of the gutters.
No, but it's like I don't agree with those two guys as well. It's like that is just cruel.
Madoka stops her search for Sayaka to talk with QB about how Madoka could become an amazing magical girl, and QB with how amazing it is an understatement too. What she could become. QB doesn't even understand why that is the case for Madoka. If Madoka unleashed her power, it could be powerful enough to warp the lessons of the universe itself.
The laws.
To warp, sorry, the laws.
Laws and lessons are very different.
Yeah.
I don't even know how you got lessons from
yeah,
that.
I'm just a bit tired, so I'm just zoning in and out. Madoka imagined herself as someone that would never be helpful in any way, but her reality is so from that now. With this power she wields, if she could do stuff Yuve wouldn't even do, like returning Sayaka to normal.
Just
like
undo someone else's wish.
Yeah. Madoka almost makes a contract with QB when QB is blasted through a shotgun spray. With a shotgun spray.
Yeah, but...
Turns out...
Yeah. It's interesting what it turns out to be.
Turns out it was from Homura with a finger blaster. And the last time I checked, finger blasters can't do Shuriken spray.
I feel like it's fine to mention guns here. Because one, it's a pretty small channel. Two, we're talking about it in a context.
Okay.
So
Shotgun.
It should be fine.
Alright. Seems Homura can mess with time as her magic. Wait. Mess with time as her... Yeah. For the first time ever, we see Homura cry because he cares so much about Madoka's safety.
Yeah, I forgot she. Because she
and what Madoka thinks of herself. Madoka runs off to look for Sayaka, and Homura fails to tell Madoka that Sayaka is no longer Sayaka.
She's another man. Is she a man?
What are you?
Do you even get what I'm referencing?
White girls?
No. No, I'm referencing Ruby.
Okay.
With Penny.
Volumes 1 and 2.
Well, that was from Volume 1. When Penny's like talking about Blake, and she's like, they're like say, Blake's not who we thought she was, and it's just like, is she a man?
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the anime. Another QB shows up to scold Homura for killing a QB for no reason. The new QB cannibalizes the dead QB and notes that this is the second time Homura has killed a QB. QB also figures out Homura's magic is time manipulation magic, and that this Homura is not the Homura of this timeline. This Homura is determined to change Madoka's fate of becoming a magical girl. Also, QB's real name is Incubator, just wanted to toss that out there. Kyoko finds Sayaka sitting at a train station where Sayaka is talking about not knowing what she was trying to protect or what was important to her. In the process of saving a few people, hatred and jealousy filled Sayaka's heart. The darkness of Sayaka's soul gem explodes outward, knocking Kyoko across the station and turns the soul gem into a grease seed. Sayaka has become a witch, and QB describes it best. A witch is essentially a magical girl that has grown up. And on that note, we've reached the end of episode 8. And things definitely have gotten interesting in the space of 4 episodes, haven't they?
Yeah.
Considering we learned that magical girls can't control the bodies more than 100 meters from their soul gems. And where their souls actually are. And that witches are basically grown-up magical girls.
Yeah.
And also, Kyoko's dad had a twisted sense of what a witch is. Anyways, that'll be the end of today's episode. Links will be in the description to the main channel and the second channel for you guys to go check out. Oh wait, let me do that again. Scratch that, rewind. Links will be in the description to both of my channels and also both of Bailey's channels for you to check out. I hit my finger. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know next video comes out. A ding, 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 ding.
Dong 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 dong.
Be quiet, Bailey, on that.
Dong 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 dong.
No, Bailey, no. We're gonna end this episode here now. I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.
Doodles.